The origin of the Smoking Skull belt really boils down to two separate occasions. The first one with Austin being champion in '98, rocking the blue Big Eagle WWF Championship belt that debuted the night after WrestleMania 14, replacing the Winged Eagle after its 10-year run. Austin was in the ring with the belt over his shoulder, and when he went to kick someone to give them a stunner, the belt jumped up and dug into Austin's neck. And unfortunately for Austin, the top and bottom of the main plate are particularly sharp and could do some damage if not handled carefully. This, combined with the fact that he wasn't actually a big fan of the design itself, he ended up having a conversation with Road Warrior Hawk, who had mentioned that, as the face of the company, Austin having his own custom championship made all the sense in the world and could be a very cool idea. Especially considering that Austin was the anti-authority figure at the time, replacing a corporately created design with one that screamed Stone Cold Steve Austin made perfect sense. So with that in mind, he contacted J-Mar, Joe Marshall, who created the Big Eagle belt, to have his own custom creation made. J-Mar handed off the designing of the belt to his colleague Matthew Bulk, who's designed some of the most well-known wrestling belts in history, including the hardcore-themed ECW belts, and is still very active within the wrestling belt community. As part of the design process, Austin had mentioned that he wanted the belt to be silver, or nickel in wrestling belt makers' terms, because he wanted the design to match up to his leather jacket that he wore to the ring each night, which was black leather with silver accent pieces. While that's what Austin requested, J-Mar felt that a gold belt would actually look better and pop more on television, so he made one of each, one gold one
and a chrome-plated one.
And he brought both to TV to show Austin to have him choose which one he preferred, which is the image that you see here, which has been floating around for years. Austin reportedly preferred the gold one of the two that he saw, and that's the one that ended up on television. Now, allegedly, Vince McMahon had no knowledge that Austin had actually ordered his own custom championship, and depending on who you ask, allegedly, Vince McMahon first saw the championship when Austin walked out with it on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Now, I completely believe that Austin ordered the belt without Vince's knowledge, because sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. However, the control freak like Vince is, I find it very hard to believe that he didn't at least get eyes on the belt before it ended up on TV, because at the end of the day, Vince McMahon had not had a Silver World title on TV since
1985 with Hulk Hogan,
and it was fairly common knowledge backstage that he just generally didn't like nickel-plated belts. So the gold one popping up on TV makes sense to me, with the Austin actually going to Vince and Vince having some input on which one was finally used. And like I said, Vince is no idiot. I bet he saw that Smoking Skull Championship and he didn't see smoking skulls, he didn't see rattlesnakes. The only thing that man saw was dollar signs. And that's the origin of the Smoking Skull Championship.